Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I'm going to be doing a quick video here, a lot smaller and shorter than normal videos, of course. A lot of you will be relieved. But anyway, I'm not going to do a part 2 to my part 1, so I'll probably remove the part 1 off of there because I want to wait and see what happens. There's a number of things. I mean, like, I've kind of made the point, I think. Also, I wanted to make you aware of some other things, some details about what's going on with Kilauea and Hawaii, and I'm going to let somebody else explain that to you in a channel I just found recently. His name is Ben, and I'm not going to even try to say his last name until I find out from him how to say it. I don't like butchering people's last names or their names, but I recently found him just, a couple weeks ago, and he put out a video the other day or yesterday, I think it was, something like that. And he is talking about what's going on with the swelling of Kilauea and Mauna Loa. And I've known about that for a while. I've known about some details on what's going on. And then the lake that's kind of forming in the base of Kilauea and some other stuff, which is very crazy. This is all planned. It's going to, they just have this kind of set up. So anyway, and he has no idea. He had no idea what he was really talking about and what's really going to happen and everything based on the evidence I've found and everything in the videos I show. And then I just emailed him today, and he responded to me, and he was just like, wow. And he was surprised, but in a sense he wasn't surprised because he knows there are people behind the scenes that are doing what they're doing. He knows there are people that are manipulating people and all that stuff. And so he was pretty surprised, although, to hear about how big the tsunami is going to be and everything, because I emailed him some details and things. So anyway, I wanted you to see that. It's going to be, 4 or 5 minutes, not too long, of a video that I'm going to put right after I speak here a little bit. So you can kind of get an idea of another party talking about this and what's actually going on in Hawaii. And how the East Rift Zone is starting to separate from the rest of the Big Island. On the southern section of the Big Island of Hawaii. And that's showing that eventually, and he's basically saying there will be a tsunami. There will be a tsunami. But he didn't realize how big and how quickly, because they're going to push it over the top. They're going to make it happen, basically. But it's ready to go, and he pretty much confirms that. So it's good to see that. If you want to see some details on this. And another thing is, another reason why I'm not doing more on these dates for possibly today, tomorrow, / the 23rd, is because for the last week or more, I've been looking at a couple dates that I've been trying to disprove for a number of reasons. One is how far out it is. And I'm not biased to how far things out are. I mean, I want to find the truth, and that's never been an issue for me. Because sometimes I waited a month or two for a date that looked like it was hitting all the things, but I want this particular time frame, I want to be sure. And so the main reason why it came up for me is that I'm trying to decode The Economist magazine for 2018, and that's still been a conundrum to me, although I've started to decode it. You won't believe what I have. The information I have on it, and it definitely, I'm going to say ahead of time, it definitely points to 2019, just like the other two do. Okay, and so it's just a matter of what 9/11 and 9/12 really mean. Okay, or 9/21 and 9/20, whatever, what they actually mean. Okay, and that's what's important. So I'm really, and again, I've had some number of breakthroughs, like with the crescent moon and some other things, that when all these things come together, I'm going to know what's going on. So I'm definitely watching and seeing what's going to happen for these next couple days, for these next few days. I'm not as concerned about the end of the month if it doesn't happen in these next few days, because it doesn't hit a lot of the things that are predictably programmed and the things I've uncovered, and iPad Go 2, The Economist magazines, the Georgia Guidestones, I mean, all these different things. So, and I'm looking for all these things to line up and connect. That's what matters here. So, and then the other day, 2 days ago, we had this that I posted basically yesterday, a false emergency alarm set off in Hawaii again Residents in Honolulu were confused and scared after the island's emergency sirens were accidentally set off during a police training. I mean, the stuff that they come up with is just, are you kidding me? And listen, if this is the first time you've seen my videos, or you don't know much about my videos, or you've been watching them and you haven't seen that minute 55 long one that's a few videos ago about the tsunami on the TV show 911 that the third season premieres on 9/23. Watch that. It's only about 2 minutes. It's a minute 55 seconds. Or go back further and watch a really short clip of the twins. These twin British guys that are wearing shirts that say 118, which are the twin attack days for each coast. And that's why they're talking about twins all over the place. Twin attack days. So for the East and West Coast. And that'll give you, there's so much going on in those videos. It's amazing. But, talking about predictive programming. And again, predictive programming is what the elites are doing to move society along a path without them really realizing it, down a path that they want them to go. Okay. And they're predictively programming you to go that way they want to go, that they want you to go. Okay. Without the masses really understanding and knowing the motivation and what's really going on. They kind of feel like it's the natural progression of society or whatever. But this is all programmed. People are being programmed to go a certain direction. And millions upon millions upon billions of people are being programmed to go to this destruction day where they're going to create order out of chaos, they believe. So, as I'm showing, another alarm. Again, this is weird because it happened on 9/18, and I was talking about 9/18 being a possible day. It was about something else. It was about the attack on the Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, possibly, because I thought that might be a possibility. But it's weird how I'm talking about these certain dates because, they're hinting to these dates, but I don't know exactly sometimes what's going to happen on these dates. And I'm guessing, like I said last time, it was a complete guess. I'm like, if something happens, I'll be surprised as far as the exact thing. But then they reported on this yesterday, which was 9/19/19. There's some other things that happened with Trump talking about ready to go to war with Iran and might start attacking them. I mean, this timing on this stuff is crazy, and it's almost impossible to predict what's actually going to happen on these days. But I'm hitting very important days for them that they consider very important. So anyway, without much further ado, I'm going to get into more if these next few days don't happen, and I'm going to roll out some big time stuff that I've never put together before, and it's going to be a complete solve, I believe, on the 2018 Economist magazine to go along with the 17 and the 2019 Economist magazines, and they complement each other crazily. I mean, it's really amazing how this has all been designed, and their code inside these things, like I've shown already, in the 2017 and the 2019 Economist magazines, showing 2019, and then this possible date that it might not be these next couple days. So it might be another set of days that is just crazy, and it's lining up with so many more things. But this one is still huge. It's for so many reasons. I mean, this month is hot, but I have a sneaky suspicion in the back of my, my spidey senses are tingling a little bit, especially in the last couple days. As far as this being a big hoax, possibly. So, but who knows? Again, I don't know, but my gut is saying that there's some things that are going to happen in September, but they're not going to be the big things. They're going to be pushed off for a while. And a lot of that reason is, and whether you believe this or not, I don't really care. I'm just telling you. So this is in your brain. Okay. The elites don't want Christians to leave and to be raptured off this earth. They want to delay so many times. They want to make it look like something's happening and get people on the bandwagon and then have it cut off, and then look like it and then cut off. And they're trying to do that because these demons that are in these people, they want blood. They hate God so much. They want his children killed, and they want their day so badly because they want their day, and they want their control, but they want to hunt and kill Christians. And I really am getting that from the Lord right now. I mean, they want it so bad. So they're building up time frames, and then the people are getting let down. They're building up time frames, and people are getting let down. Okay. And you know what? If you have a problem with understanding that to warn people is a good thing, and that people need support during this time frame, you know, and what's going on and all that, then I'm sorry that you feel that way, but that's too bad. And I don't really care, honestly, because this is important. This is what the Lord has wanted me to do for a long time, and I'm doing it. So, and for you that it benefits, that is awesome. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to, right now, I'm going to basically show you this video, just a short video of this guy. His name is Ben, and he's going to talk about Hawaii here. So here we go.
Here we are at volcanoes.usgs.gov under Kilauea, under multimedia and photochronology. Now, groundwater, most likely groundwater. There's still some room for debate, and some people have conflicting opinions, but in my opinion, it's definitely groundwater coming through the caldera, because the floor of Halemaumau is actually below the water table. So something must have shifted. Now, the thermal camera today showed surface temperatures on the water pond of Halemaumau of approximately 70 degrees Celsius, which is 158 degrees Fahrenheit, similar to previous observations. The water level continues to slowly rise, and mind you, there hasn't been any major rainfall really in Hawaii lately, so it continues to rise without any major rainfall. So I'm pretty sure rainfall is out of the question. But there were no significant changes observed during today's visit. It just continues to very slowly rise. And here's the image, just real quick. We have Halemaumau right there. Zoom in. See that? And go over here. So it is hot water, guys. It is pretty hot water. Probably as hot as a geyser. Maybe even hotter. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, look at how big the pond is getting. When they first discovered it on July 27th, it was just a little teeny tiny guy. But now it is actually growing to be pretty big. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years, if Kilauea doesn't erupt by then, mind you. But in a few years, it definitely could fill up this entire portion, guys. Definitely, because it's growing pretty quickly. And here's a picture of Halemaumau Lake, which is what I am calling it now, and probably will be called in the future if it continues to rise and stay there. So we do see on September 10, 2019, look at this rock right there. Go over here. Notice the rock is a little bit more submerged, and that's only in a time span of 4 days, guys. So it is rising slowly, but in a good year or two, if Kilauea doesn't erupt, there's going to be a good-sized lake within Halemaumau, which is very intriguing, guys, which has never happened in monitoring history. Going back, there really hasn't been much other news, just that the pond continues to grow, turning into a lake now, actually, guys. Also, spasmodic tremor. Here we are at the monitoring map. Spasmodic tremor has basically ceased, guys. It's been a long time since I'm going to say probably a month. A good month since I've seen really any spasmodic tremor at all. If you don't know what spasmodic tremor is, what spasmodic tremor is and how it's related to volcanic activity on the big island of Hawaii, just go to my description box below, go to the links, and look for the link that talks about what is Hawaii spasmodic tremor. So swelling, which means the ground is uplifting due to the influx of magma into the system, meaning more magma is pouring in, slowly pouring into these systems, and, it's not really rising towards the surface yet, but eventually, if it gets to its breaking point, and it will eventually, as the ground swells, we know eventually it will reach a breaking point. But when is that breaking point, really? But swelling, uplift, has been occurring at the Mauna Loa summit, the Kilauea summit, and along the Kilauea East Rift Zone. And also something they note in a lot of their Kilauea updates now is that this entire southern and southeastern section of Hawaii right here on the south flank of Kilauea has been moving towards the sea at a pretty steady rate since the magnitude 6.9 last year due to volcanic activity. And it's interesting to note that this whole area right here is the same direction, basically, as the fissures that opened up in Leilani Estates. In Leilani Estates, the fissures opened up sort of in a southwest to northeast trend. Sort of. Kind of. More pointing east, actually. But they're pretty much lined up like this, along this, I'm going to call fracture zone, which actually it's a rift zone. And actually, it's breaking away, guys. It is definitely gonna fall into the ocean eventually. And I'm not saying that's gonna happen anytime soon. And people are like, oh, the Hawaiian Swamp, oh, it doesn't even exist. Yes, it does exist. And even the scientists are confirming that it is moving towards the ocean, even at a faster rate than it did before the 6.9. last year in this area. So we'll definitely have to keep a close eye on this area right here, because a collapse in this area would be bad news for Hawaii and possibly even the coast of Mexico, California, Oregon. They could get a good-sized tsunami. Probably wouldn't be mega tsunami-ish, but it'd definitely be very interesting to see that happen. As long as nobody died. If somebody died, then that would be very sad, guys, because I don't know. I don't know what could happen, but GPS data is indicating it is moving. Let me see if I can find a GPS instrument that is online right now. For the past 2 years. Let's see, that is not working very well. Let's see. Let's go right here. Okay, so here's an example of some of the GPS data. Now notice, this is in meters, guys. 0.1 meters, 0.2 meters. So we saw a lot of deformation associated with the volcanic activity back in April and May and June and July of 2018. As time goes forward, notice this. Notice this very steep trend on the north-south GPS plot. Notice that the ground is moving towards the south in this location. And a lot of other stations in this area, and the scientists even noted this and even told people about this, that this is occurring. So that southern flank of Kilauea, here's Kilauea, right? This whole southern flank from right about here or so to all the way up here is ripping. It is literally ripping apart as we speak right now. Albeit kind of slowly. I mean, it's not ripping apart like that would cause magnitude 6s and 7s every day, but it is ripping apart, and something we should definitely keep a close eye on, and will cause volcanic and seismic activity in the future, possibly even in the near future. So very interesting changes are taking place in Hawaii. That's pretty much it for right now. Let's see if anything crazy happens on recording, because that does happen sometimes. A little bit of seismicity in northern Alaska up there. Saw magnitude 3.0. But nothing too much, guys. And watch, right when I get this video up, something's going to happen. That always happens. So that's pretty much it for right now, guys. I hope you have a great day. Again, I'll try to keep updating you guys about important things as time moves on, but there's no guarantee. Keep checking my website, because I might put up a blog post without putting out a video. So just letting you know, guys, work and family is more important to me, but I still have this marked as number 3 on my importance list. So hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and enjoy your night.
Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention is I'll have links in the description box of this guy Ben's YouTube channel and his website as well. And there's all kinds of great information on his website and blogs and things. So check those out if you're interested. And there's all kinds of tools, and he kind of shows you how to use them and things if you like. Anyway, I've looked at different websites and things on my studies about Kilauea and the Big Island of Hawaii, East Rift Zone, Helena Slump, all the stuff that's, you know, about to happen, and those details before I even got on, you know, doing these videos, because I was pretty convinced with the data and things with the Puna geothermal venture, the geothermal plant that's basically right at the Kilauea volcano, which has been fracking Kilauea for many years, and was started by the Rothschild family. And when I studied all that and got into a lot of documents and things about there was all kinds of and I've lost all those documents. Those was taken from me anyway, and I have to refine those anyway, but I don't need to now. It's probably too late for all that. But basically they did studies. The state of Hawaii did studies showing, you know, the fracking that they were doing, which a lot of people don't know they're doing fracking at all. They're fracking a live volcano. I mean, how stupid is that, unless you want that to happen? And there were these studies. There was one study that went 7 years long, 7 to 8 years long, and it basically proved that the fracking times correlated with earthquake and tremor times. And it was absolutely crazy. It was just blew my mind. I've shared that in a video way back, and some other documents and stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know you can go to his website and his YouTube channel and have those links in the description box. So, okay, and this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.